Squirrels be so fucking dumb. I can't even go. Bro, just go. Get the fuck out the way. Look at this motherfucker, man. Call it. I'm gonna wreck my fucking car, fucking bro.
Nice to make you, baby, man. You in trouble. NBA playoffs.
Look at this nigga, bro. I can't even get through.
Come on. Throw that dumb
shit. Come on.
Lay down on the bed, do the cry, baby.
Come on, bro. Get the fuck out the way.
Dumb man. My way. Oh, you ain't gonna respond to my text. Oh, yeah.
Look at this goddamn motherfucker. Move, bro. Get your ass out the way, squirrel. Damn. Move. Move, bro. Move. Bro, go, bro. You go.
Man, look, I've been laughing at that shit all week, man. The internet is the most creative place on earth. You know what I'm saying?
Fact.
Because I done almost killed my goddamn self fucking with a goddamn squirrel. Now, squirrel gonna die.
You're gonna die, ball.
Fact.
Squirrel gonna die. I done almost killed myself with some squirrels, some rabbits, some geese, some ducks and shit. Guess what? You just gotta go.
Upper room.
Well, y'all know what time it is, man. It is Fracks on Friday. We are your local neighborhood barkeepers. I'm Jay Walking III. That's Carolina Dirt 803. And family to the show. Long time no see, but welcome back always. Miss Nicole Donald, Tricky Nikki, all of the aliases that she has. What's happening?
What's going on, fellas?
Tricky Nikki, what they call her.
Hey,
yes, Lord. I just want to say that this part of the episode tonight is brought to you all by.
Oh, that's Ronald.
Okay, I can dig it.
You know, this what we doing tonight. This
Yeah,
what we're doing.
That's
I
a
said,
nice,
okay, I'm going on the show with the fellas. I'm going with the brothers. Bottom of the bottom. Let me pull out, the white girl. Let me bring Becky with me tonight. So I brought Becky. So Becky in the building. Me and Becky gonna do our little thug thizzle. And that's what we're doing tonight.
Absolutely, man. We're gonna have a good time.
All right.
You were saying something, Carolina?
Nah, shit, I'm ready. What you mixing that with? You just drinking it straight?
Straight like that.
Go ahead. Act grown if you want.
I'm telling you, you gotta mature. You gotta mature in your older age. You know what I'm saying? With experience.
There you go.
Hey man, look, we gonna have a good time, man. I got some little videos queued up, man. Just some conversation starters. But no, tell people what's going on with you, how you been. I know you're working on a new venture, man. So I'm gonna give you the floor, man, and let you talk about it for a second.
Yeah, so me and my childhood friends from way back, we decided to venture out into the podcast realm. We got our own podcast coming out. Our first episode will be shown on April the 15th. It's Divas of the Roundtable podcast. We will be talking about narcissistic men, but it's narcissistic people really, because that's not, sexuality has nothing to do with it, and we kind of want to debunk the big back ideology that that some people have about it. I mean, you could be old, young, tall, short, fat, skinny, black, white, educated, uneducated, it don't matter, rich, poor. Everybody at some point in time has ran into a narcissistic person. But as we'll discuss on our podcast, man, I did some research and I dove deep into the topic, for research purposes. And I learned a lot, man. A lot of times I was twirling and dealing with narcissistic people that I just called them assholes. I didn't know, you know what I mean? But they have a medical terminology for these people, you know what I mean? So yeah, so that's what I've been doing, man. We just been trying to get this podcast going on and just working with my girls and just trying to get some content together, line up our guests that we want to have. Just getting, like stuff like backdrops, lighting, get the videographers and everybody on board so we could just kind of do this thing and do it our way. And so that's our goal, is to do it our way, little something different, and like I told the girls, I've sat in with you guys on Under the Tree podcast, doing those with Pastor Palmer. So I kind of have a little experience, but they have like no experience. And so I told them, I said, we just gonna go trial by fire, you know what I'm saying, and just make it do what it do. So I'm looking forward to the venture. And like I said, these are people that one of the girls has been my best friend. We've been friends for 33 years. The other two ladies I've actually known longer. We've been friends since junior high school, and one of them is like family. Like my whole family knows this person. This person could come to the cookout and everybody knows her. So when we call each other fam, and that's what I told her. I mean, when we say it, it's real. That's real. That's like, I know mama, daddy, sister, cousin, brother, uncle, you know, that's how me and her roll. And so it was just one day we was just at my crib. I believe it was in November. November, I think it was. And we had some crabs, you know. They always say the girls in the South love to eat them crabs. And we had some crabs and some drink. And we was shooting the shit and just vibing and talking so much noise, which that's what we do. Till one of my friends, Miss Helma Glamour, that's on the podcast, she was like, man, Nick, we need to do a podcast. And I was like, I'm down. What's up? Let's go. And my best friend was here. With Spicy Red on the show, Ladybug, my girlfriend Nakia Reed from junior high, she goes by Ladybug. She was here, and we was all meshing and clicking so good. That's how the podcast was formed. That's how it was birthed. And I left to go back on my vessel and just kind of tossed around a few ideas. My best friend Spicy Red, she drives semi trucks for FedEx, and she was on her truck, and she called me. She was like, man, what's up with the podcast? What we gonna do? And it just kind of took off from there. So I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to this next chapter and us growing and getting better. And like I said, trial by fire. We'll see what happens.
No, man, that's what's gonna make it work is the fact that there's a connection there. You know what I'm saying? Like, people will fuck with us with, you know, the bottom of the bottle, and it's because, I mean, we brothers. You know what I'm saying? So whenever you had that chemistry there, only thing you gotta, you know, I think the only thing you gotta look out for is don't focus on the camera. Like you said, do what y'all do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the only thing about, like, sometimes they feel like, you know, let's just, you know, just go, no script, no that. I don't think it should be scripted, but I think when you have a topic, you need to do some sort of research on that topic and know something, because I don't believe in just spewing any old ignorant ass shit on the internet. You know, we got enough of that. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things I was telling them. I was like, look, where we going with this thing? You know, because I didn't want to get into the realm of, you know, did it fuck Meek Mills? You know, you know what I'm saying? I don't care about all that. Like, them people is out of my pay grade. Maybe I ain't even trying to dissect that drama. I didn't want to get into the mess. It's enough bloggers and people dealing in mess. I kind of wanted to do something life, love, community service, you know, about the things that's going on in people's day-to-day lives. You know what I'm saying? All of us are humans. All of us have comedy, drama, suspense, thrillers. You know what I'm saying? Everybody love a good old underdog story. And I wanted to capture the essence of that and put that in podcast form and give people something different, something fresh to listen to. I mean, it could be one week you may tune in and we talking about, you know, relationship things. The next week you may tune in, we may have somebody on talking about home ownership, you know, and how that's being affected in this economy and growth as far as Black people, elevating, you know, people of color, Black and brown people to become homeowners, and, you know, and getting into generational wealth, all that stuff. Some of the stuff we hit on before, because we've had discussions about generational wealth and stuff like that. And it's just a lot of stuff that people don't know. And I just wanted to share some of that and kind of expose a lot of that to some of our viewers, and hopefully gain new viewers by doing so, you know, by doing those things. But at the same time, we let our hair down, we kick back, we laugh, we love, we live, we drink, we eat crabs, we party, we have a good time too. So sharing that part too, but not just having it all about fun and games, but let it have some substance to it as well.
As it should. We got to have those conversations in the community, man.
Oh
You know, we
yes,
we people of a certain age. It can't be always like you said. It can't always be the bullshit. Sometimes you gotta reach people and teach people. You know what I'm saying?
exactly,
Sometimes you gotta
exactly.
cut the food too.
Yeah, and in life keep dealing these situations. Like I told him, I said, man, we need to find somebody. And it's not that I'm trying to do the race card or anything, but I'm also trying to big up people in our local community here in Jacksonville, giving them business too. But I was like, man, I want to get a brother or sister, somebody who dealing life insurance and stuff like that, to come on and talk about that, because I'm tired of the GoFundMe's. You know what I'm saying? I was joking the other day talking about after my grandbaby said, called my stomach a booty. And I was saying, man, I need a tummy tuck. I'm finna make me a GoFundMe shit. But I was just joking, about the little GoFundMe. But when it come down to putting my people in the hole, no, baby, it ain't no GoFundMe. I'm funding me every month. I'm making that payment. So I'm like, I want to do something, talking about that, because people, especially Black folk, we don't like having those conversations. But I think it was Jim Morrison said, ain't none of us getting out of this thing alive. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So the truth of the matter is, you need to have these discussions. You need to talk about that piece of paper. And whether it's $20, $25 a month you paying, what is that? What is that?
Yeah,
You know what I'm
you'll
saying?
go
I
there.
think I took my grandbaby, my 2-year-old, Mr. Booty Belly, the one that want to call me out talking about my stomach. I took him to KFC today, and I think I spent $16 on
Man,
some
Yeah,
chicken tenders and a drink and a fry. Well, I got me a mashed potato, but
even
you
still.
know,
yeah, I took my daughter to Cece's one day after school. Thing I'm giving her a cheap treat. That bitch was $19 for me. Shit, I had to make her eat 3 slices of pizza. She wanted to play the little video game. So now you gonna eat this piece a day?
you see what I'm saying? So we could spend on stuff like that. Why we can't spend that once a month to make sure our people is taken care
But you
of?
know
You
what?
know what I'm saying?
Me and Pastor Palmer had a conversation. Me and my brother, like, we be on here drinking and bullshit, but we have been acknowledged by having a lot of information. And what we do is, ours is a conversation. So we're not spewing facts. We spewing our opinions, but we use our viewers to interact. So ours is a lot different. You see how Pastor Palmer uses his. Ours is a slightly different because we feed into our viewers. So
Uh-huh.
it's more of a conversation than it is an interview, or uh it's a conversation.
It's
But
the
we had,
barbershop talk, man.
yeah,
Like
Yeah.
we want to have fact, but we also want to have opinion. We want to have people that ain't afraid to say I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
just make it more conversational, man. But it's a million things to talk about. It's always gonna be a million things to talk about.
every day you
Police
wake
still
up.
policing. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Jobs still jobbing. People still starving. It's always gonna
Yes.
be something to talk about. I try not to get into those dark spaces too much, just
Mm-hmm.
because they always there. You
Yeah.
feel me? But
I had a conversation with a man today at the Walmart. This old white dude came in. He was huffing and puffing, and he came up behind me, but he asked if he could come in front of me and sit down on the I guess the turnstile where they had the basket racks. I mean the bag racks where they bag your stuff. Where it was empty. I guess that register they don't use no more. So he sat down there and he just went to rambling off, and then he was like, "This economy's so bad, and we can't hardly afford to get groceries and stuff." Where then he said, "Well, at least we got a stimulus check with Trump." He said, yeah, he gave us a stimulus check. I said, did he give it to you? Or did he just loan you some of your money and took it back when you filed your taxes? I said, don't get it twisted now, Pops. He was like, you're right. I said, yeah. He gave you some of your money early,
yeah, because
but
I ain't
took
gonna
it
lie,
back when you
cause
filed your taxes.
I did my taxes. I was like, this can't be right.
Not only that, the stimulus is partly why we're in a recession, or what they don't want to call a recession, because all that money got printed and given out. The value of the dollar went down. So now look at what we've been dealing with for the last 2 years after COVID.
Yeah.
Is prices going through the roof because of the stimulus package. But there's a lot of people, and that's what me and Chuck Pastor talking about. There's a lot of people that want the information, and there's a lot of people that skip through the information and then ask, I want that information. If you sit back and listen to podcasts instead of listening for those bad talking men and bad talking women and all the foolishness, there's podcasts out there that give you information in a conversational form that you can get that information. Just some people choose not to sit back. They want them hot takes, and you can't live life with that. You can't live life.
People do that, and then you got the sheeps. You got the sheep that follow other rats. They used to be sheep with other people, but I call them rats now. Now they like Piper, they go on. But I take time now. I used to didn't say a lot of stuff, but I've gotten to that season now to where I call it what it is, and I tell you when you're wrong. And I just had a instance on my Easter on my vessel. My engineer, me and him all right, good old boy, Mississippi,
You ain't gotta say
and
no more.
he comes up and you see what your president did? What did my president do? What did he do? You see what he made today? I said, what did he make? What did he do? What today is? I said, Easter. And he was like, and what is the complete opposite of Easter? I don't know. You tell me. You the one come up here with all this foolishness. He made it National Trans Day and all this old stuff. I say, what? So in my mind, I'm thinking like, oh, come on, Big B. Come on, buddy. My boy. I mean, what you doing, man? But I ain't say nothing. So he go outside. I asked OG. See, OG is Google.
Okay.
I asked OG. You know how you got them OGs on the corner that know everything. So let me ask OG what Biden done did. What is this trans day thing? So I'm reading. It was a day that was made in 2009 during the Obama administration. Okay, March 31st is the day. And it just so happened fell on Easter. That's why when Biden acknowledged the day, and he said that March 31st, Easter Sunday, was National Trans Awareness Day. Okay, so here we go. So now the fella come in, and I say, hey man, I say, the only reason why I tell y'all this is because I don't like you to sound ignorant. I say, I know people say ignorance is bliss, but I don't really like when people sound ignorant. I say, and I feel like you be a sheep led, you got your Joe Rogans and this and that, and all these people y'all be following and listening to and hyping y'all up. I say, but the fact of the matter is the man didn't declare Easter Sunday that day. That day fell on Easter Sunday. I say it was actually a day since 2009. I say, matter of fact, it was a day during the 4 years your boy Trump was in office. I say, whether he acknowledged it or not, I don't know. I say, but all Biden was doing was acknowledging that day. Oh, I never said. I said, no. He said, my president. Well, I mean, our president. Exactly. I said the same way Trump was our president, Biden is our president. I say, stop with all this foolishness, man. Y'all need to, you don't need to do all of that. I say, y'all be doing too much. Y'all just take what y'all want to hear or what these people feeding y'all, and y'all don't fact check nothing. You just take stuff and run with it. And that's another thing too, like what I tried to do going into the podcast, telling my co-host, man, let's fact check a lot of stuff before we get the rambling stuff off. And I want it to come from more than one source. I need it from about 2 or 3 or 4, 5 sources, really. The incredible sources, not none of that, them little pages that pop up and people can put anything on there. Like I say, anybody could say anything at any given time about anybody. So I kind of take stuff with a grain of salt, but New York Times and stuff like that, papers that's been around a long time, I kind of take it as face value, and it is what it is, and I can kind of read through the
great power
political
great
BS. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? And if all you look at is, I ain't even gonna say his name. Say you on the internet, right? And you are into Siberian tigers. So every day you go to Google, you look up Siberian tigers. And every day you go to YouTube, you look up Siberian tigers. Guess what they're going to put on your timeline every day, everywhere you look?
Siberian tigers.
Siberian tigers.
So these people, and it's a lot of people, they fall victim to They own fucking poisoning. You know what I'm saying? I used to say it myself. I'm poisoning myself because I'm so upset about the state of politics that I keep looking up the same shit over and over and over until now it's just automatic. It's like, this is what you want to see, so this is what I'm gonna give you. You ain't gotta look no more. I'm gonna give you exactly what you want. And like you said, they follow these less than credible sources. What I'm not gonna do no more is argue about that shit because you are choosing to be ignorant at this point. You feel me?
Yeah.
That's where the ignorance is bliss. I understand now that this is a choice for you. You could go somewhere else and get the information that will balance out your coverage. You choose to be mad and you choose to be toxic and you choose to be acidic. You feel me?
Yes.
But you know
And I
what
said acidic, not, you know what I'm saying? The other Jewish word.
But you know what? Just because you said that, a lot of people don't know how to reset their algorithm, so they have no choice but to look at the bullshit. Because I've done it. You know, you get one police shooting, then everything you get is police shooting. You got to reset your algorithm. You can either clear your cache or just start searching for other shit and liking it, and it will reset your algorithm. But like my brother said, if you look at that shit and you keep feeding in and feeding in and feeding in, now it's on every platform. It's on your social media. It's on your TikTok, the Instagram. Yes. All that shit is feeding into your brain. You just got to reset that shit. Sometimes, I ain't like my brother. My brother said one day he's looking at kittens or cats or some shit. I don't do that shit, but I'll look at sports, or I will purposely put something in my search to get that shit out the way.
But I'm telling you, because boy, if this when Sha'Carri Richardson and Gabby Thomas and all them ran that 4x100 and beat the Jamaican team in the Olympic or in the what it was it the diamond thing or something? I don't know what it was it was a race they ran. But when I tell you, I should know what it is, because when I tell you every Jamaican race, American race that ever was ran in the history of running, listen, I've been seeing shit so old. I think I seen Bob Marley ass up in the stand watching one of the races. I said, well, damn, how many?
They gonna go back
Jamaican sprinters races? I started watching one like that, and then they just keep coming back to back. So yeah, I'm with you. I need to learn how to reset my algorithm. But see, I don't be caught up in a lot of foolishness. Now the races, I can watch them over and over again. But I noticed that too with like my daughter and some of the younger folk. They be like, did you see that fight? It was a fight on Facebook. I said, no, because they don't be on my timeline, because I'm not into that. You know what I'm saying? So that don't pop up on my timeline. I ain't got time to see black folk out acting like what they say we act like anyway. You know, that ain't appealing to me.
Right.
So
and that's what
I don't get caught up in that.
Yeah, I hate the relationship. I hate the relationship ones. Them shits be fucking up my time. Like, I'll go look at I'll go find some. I hate the relationship ones, because like the relationship ones ain't doing no dividing. It's like your opinion about relationships or how you think a woman should be or what you want a woman, and this woman saying what a man should. Man, that shit don't do nothing but that shit eat away at your head, your brain like a cancer. So I look at shit. You even know, the cargo ships when they hit the North Ocean seas, the most dangerous seas. That should become on my time. I'd rather look at that shit of the cargo falling off the ship than look at that relationship shit.
I tell you that thing you just hit on about people not being what they like and then they not being what they. That's our second episode. Y'all got to tune in. That's episode 2. Y'all got to tune in.
I ain't putting that shit in my algorithm. Every once in a while, I'll post that shit in our group. But that's just because I know there's people in our group that do like shit like that. So I'll post that shit. But as far as me, damn, I don't want that shit in my algorithm.
I can't stand it.
Yeah,
I can't stand it. I can't. When I tell you, a lot of them posts is like the equivalent of nails across the chalkboard to me. It irks my soul. I really can't stand it, because at the end of the day, I feel like you like what you like.
Yep.
And if that ain't what you like, don't speak on that. Speak on what you like, hype up what you like, and keep your mouth shut on that other shit. You know, like I say, even we're gonna talk about, I don't want to go in too much of our pocket, but when people had the plastic surgeries and all that, let the people do what they do. Now, I feel like the only time things should be said is when you see it's a mental illness. When you know the people that had 87,000 things done, they face cheeks and they face like a cat and all this old crazy stuff. You cutting out ribs and pointed ears. Nah, you come on now, you doing the most. But if you like me, a flat chested woman, you want to get some titties, leave me alone, people. Let me.
So you gonna get that? You gonna get that tummy tuck?
Hey, I really want. Listen here, I'm thinking of a what Rakim said. Thinking of a master plan. And hey, I'm thinking of a master plan, boy. I need to pay off a little of this, pay off a little of that, and then somebody gonna have me on their table, boy, because. Can't have a 2-year-old saying my stomach look like a booty, and then when I look down, the motherfucker did look like a booty. It was a dump too. I said, "Oh Lord, I need on a girdle panty or something." What?
But you know what? Kids been kids since the beginning of time. Your stomach look like a booty. It'll be something else. Something else that hurts your motherfucking feelings. That's just because kids don't have the lie filter. You grow old and you learn a lot.
Listen, we had when my uncle passed, I had a cousin come in from out of town, and he got his leg got amputated at the knee, and I think he missing a tooth or something. I'm coming in, I done had the kids outside playing, and we come in on the patio, and he like, "Cuz, what's up?" And I'm like, "What's up, cuz?" I run up to him, and my grandbaby, Gigi. Him got a fake leg. Him leg not real. And him missing a tooth. I said, "Shut your ass up." You know, and I'm like, "What's up, cuz?" You know, and I'm like elbowing her on out the way, like, "Take your ass in the house." I'm like, these children, Lord have mercy.
They've been like that since the beginning of time, because it's like it's just one of them things. And you know, I don't have no problem. I don't watch a lot of relationship podcasts. But I do, I catch them shits on Reels, on YouTube, on Facebook, or whatever. I don't really have a problem with the conversation if it's a productive conversation. Now, the ones where it's just a bunch of motherfuckers yelling back and forth, nah, I'm not doing that. But there's some good podcasts out there in terms of hearing the point of views of men. It's a lot of podcasts that talk, you know, groups of women or a woman that has a vlog where they talk about men. But there are a few podcasts where there's men that are speaking from a, what did I say the other day? Emotionally intellectual space. You know what I'm saying? So I loaded up a clip, and this is one of the clips that kind of fall in that. Let me make sure I got the right one.
Oh, shit.
A man who spent most of his life outside, surviving, protecting, providing, mothers, sisters. I aspire to be a stay-at-home dad. No, but when I say I joined.
And this is why we say there's not a safe space for men. Y'all did not have to laugh like that.
I mean, go ahead, Mike. No, it's all right. Like I've been outside. I've served my country. I did 5 years in the military. After that, I spent 10 years on the road, over 300 shows, over 300,000 books sold. I'm tired. And I've accumulated credit, Christ, and capital. And I don't need to leave my home to make money. And now that I do that, I wish to be at home. Now, if that means there's my daughters with me or my sons with me, then so be it. If you want to call me a simp because I'm changing my daughter's Pampers because I don't have to fight in traffic because I'm off that, then call me what you want. Just don't call me broke.
So there's this thing where people are starting to say how they feel. And those are the things that, you know, that I will endure, that I will watch. You know what I'm saying? That man had a point, and he proved it in that. They proved it in the first 10 seconds.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A whole crowd of women just laughed at that man.
What I would give Nicole credit for is whenever it's posted in Let's Talk on the Tree or I posted in the bottom of the bottle, she's not taking the man's side, but what she will do is she will look at the man side. So when she comments, she does give, Nicole, you do give a fair judgment call based on your opinion. I can't do nothing to acknowledge it. K. Michelle, they had an audio of her where she don't like when a man cry, but you want an emotional man. But as soon as he cried, you say you don't like it and you man up and you have no respect for him. She said it. She said that's something I need to change. But you got to think of how many other women don't acknowledge that and won't change. There's so many instances. The whole I need a man to make 50,000. I can't take a man to make 48,000. You've stated yourself about you and your husband. I can't do nothing but respect it. But there's a lot of women, there's a lot of men that will take what you say and flip it. But if that shit worked for you, like my brother said, if that shit worked for you in your house, under your roof, with your bills, with all your responsibilities, fuck everybody else, because we weren't brought up the same, we don't live the same, and our future ain't the same.
Yeah, because I tell people all the time, like, and I had a girlfriend of mine, you know, she was, you know, had these high ideas of what her man should be or whatever. And she's still single as far as I know. I don't know. I don't really talk to her. But last I heard she was single.
I bet she ain't a virgin.
Huh?
None.
My thing is this. If I'm single and I'm paying 100% of everything I got, and you come along and you could take 30% of that off me, that's 30% I ain't got to carry no more. Have you ever had a motherfucker lose 30% of their body weight and how it changed their life? Can you imagine
need a tummy tuck.
30%? Yeah, can you imagine losing 30% of your bills, of your financial obligations, how that frees things up for you to make other moves? You know what I'm saying? So I don't look at it like, oh, somebody got to come in and pay 100%. I wouldn't even know how to act. And then I not ask this question. If he paying 100%, what you doing with yours? It ain't like we at the Leave It to Beavers now. And this another thing too. I tell them too. I done had this conversation. Okay, if he paying 100% going out working, doing this, doing that, is you having that hot coffee ready, that eggs and toast and cheese, like June Cleaver was? Is you helping them motherfucking kids with their homework? Is that house clean? Do you look presentable when he come home? Is that dinner ready? Is it a full dinner, pot roast, sides, and fresh cornbread? What is you doing?
Is you
but if
ready
you ain't
to
doing all that, then shut the hell up. What is you talking about? But if you going to work, then I ask this too. What is you doing with your money? If you killing him, my thing is, I want my husband to be able to share in life with me, not working 365 days a year, running up and down the street. You got people, truck drivers, ain't never hardly home because you want to spend all the money. Then they fuck around and be dead. Like I remember a few years ago when I sailed out of Jacksonville, I worked with a guy, him and his wife, man, they had kids. I think they was like 16, 17, 18. They had 3 back to back. Bim, bim, bim. 16, 17, 18. I think she was 16, 17, 18. I think he was 17, 18, 19. And then they took a little 5 or 10 year hiatus, I think, and then had a 4th one. But with them 3, he left and went into the Marines, got out of the Marines, joined the Navy, was constantly gone. He wasn't the Navy husband that moved them around with him. He was gone. Finally, he settled in Virginia, brought them to Virginia. Then when he retired, they had moved to Jacksonville, and he hopped on the boats and was gone all the time, back and forth, back and forth. And I told him, I say, man, and he told me one day, he said, you know, we were looking through the family album, all the vacations, it was her and the kids. Her and the kids. I said, I'm gonna tell you. He called his wife Blondie. I say, Blondie probably like all that stuff that you give her. I say, but the way you talk about how your wife and the stuff she be saying, I guarantee you she'll give anything to have you in them damn pictures with them. I say, you was putting the money first. She wanted her husband. I said, you need to get on. He had, his time was coming up with where he could retire from the tugs. And he finally retired and took his ass home. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, go home, be a husband. But this after, like, now out of her, he done had 3 stents put in his heart. who knows how many years this lady got left with this man? You know what I'm saying? Only God knows that. But still, you giving your time, ripping and running. I don't want that. I want to live and experience things with my husband. I don't need him out there killing himself, running around back and forth, trying to do what? I'm gonna go out there and make this move, little money I make, because I make a good living, and I'm gonna bring it on back to the house. And it ain't nothing to be said.
Reasonable
people.
You know,
and like I tell people all the time, I say we supposed to be the helpmate. God ain't say how the help was supposed to come.
Everybody got a responsibility, man, in a relationship.
Everybody got a responsibility.
And the people that do those types of podcasts, they there for the show. They there for the entertainment of it. You know what I'm saying? I don't run into, well, again, we in a certain age group. And if you are in this age group on that type of shit, you gonna die alone.
Alone.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It just don't even make sense. It don't even make sense. At a certain point, it's just enough to survive. It's way too much shit out here trying to kill us.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And what I won't be ever again in life is unhappy because of another motherfucker.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? And people, that's not a knock on nobody else. You know what I'm saying? I'm comfortable being by myself. I'm comfortable being alone if that's my peace. You know what I'm saying? My peace don't have a dollar amount on it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If I had the kind of job where you could stay at home, then I would probably want you to stay at home. But like you said, I don't want to hear nothing about no motherfucking bills. I don't want you asking me what we about to eat. You know what I'm saying? I do want to come home to you and some sexy shit every now and then. You know what I'm saying? I want you to do some pornographic shit every now and then. You know what I'm saying? I don't need a whole lot. You feel me?
Yeah.
But it's a matter of taking in that toxicity, like we was talking about. Yeah. Motherfuckers be on this internet and they trusting in the algorithm that they built and they poisoning themselves and they don't understand. It's like the Real Housewives of whatever the fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you watching it for entertainment, it's still touching you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's touching you in a way.
Yeah.
And it makes you say certain shit. You know what I'm saying? And you don't even realize that you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Till somebody pointed out. It's the shit that you put in your body is gonna come out somehow. You can put poison in you, or you can put some good wholesome vitamins in you and some other shit. You feel me?
And the other thing is, people think about, they do the math. I want somebody to give me 50%. I want somebody to do 100%. I want somebody. What people don't think about is they looking at the now and not looking at the past. My dad has never, I can't say my dad went back and said, I gave 80% or 100% or 50%. I can't say my mom went back, thought back and said, he gave 50% on this day, 100% on this day. What she said is, I love that man. Regardless of all the bullshit they done went through, it'd be 50 years this year. My dad worked 2 jobs, probably about 30-something years of my life. And that's not before I was born. Now, he was able to set himself straight, and he admit that's because of my mom. But you got people out here saying, I want somebody to get 50% of, you can't do that shit, because every day my old lady get home and she tired. And what I do? I wash clothes, I cook dinner. I hate fucking cutting grass, but I'll cut that bitch. The next day, she might be down my throat. The next day after that, I might be down her throat. But you know what it is? When it's all said and done, we together. That number shit, because my 50% and your relationship 50% is 2 different 50%.
Yes.
It's and that number shifted.
It shifted. Yeah. And like you said, you talk about you make more than your husband. When I first got my lady, she made way more than me. But y'all made it work. So you can't say I ain't no good man or your husband ain't no good man because you make more. But when you get home, you know that man there for you. There's some people that do all that math shit, and when they get home, that person ain't for them.
Yeah.
You want me to bring home
I had to tell him,
all the money. You want me to bring home all the money. You want me to fight every nigga that look like you. You know what I'm saying? Like it you gotta make it make sense.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You
Hmm.
gotta make it make sense for you.
Exactly. Because that's what I told, like I told my husband, I say, you got to understand the contribution that you're doing. Like in the mornings, I get up, get the grandkids ready. He take them to school. He pick them up. He doing that. He not taking them. I don't think he don't take them when I'm gone. But at times, depending on the kids' schedules, how they working, he go get the grandkids, take them to my mama's house. You contributing to the functionality of our family unit. You know what I'm saying? It takes everything, every gear is greased. You know what I'm saying? We don't, and the machine is moving right on along. It's moving right on along. So I don't look at who pulling this or who pulling that. You know what I'm saying? I just look at we're a team. Now I did have a family chat with my whole family. I'm talking about kids included because I still do a lot for them financially. And I say, listen, I need a team of horses. I said, you ever seen? I said, back in the day when that Wells Fargo motherfucker moving that money and then
Yeah.
gold and stuff. I said they had a team of horses pulling them, that coach, that stage coach. I said it wasn't no lame ducks. I said it wasn't no lames. Lames get shot and they get left. I ain't gonna shoot you, but I may have to leave your ass behind if you ain't willing to pick up the pace and let's get moving. Let's move forward because, like I'm telling them, I say I ain't Jay-Z, but baby, I'm giving you the blueprint. I'm showing you the way. I'm giving you way more than what I was, monetarily, what I was given by my family. I'm like, all they got to do is make a phone call. I be transferring and whoop, 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 making shit happen. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I'm giving y'all the blueprint. Just build a fucking house. What are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? So, my husband is godsend because he know what I'm gonna do, and he just sit back and he let me do my thing. But what I love about him is he know when to step in and step up and say, hey, they need to stop. You need to pull back.
Right.
Let them grow up. Let them do this. Let them do that. And sometimes he started to say something, then he stopped, and then I nudge him on. No, what was you finna say? Go on and say it, because I want you to say how you feel at all times in this relationship, in this marriage. And so that's where we at with it, and it works for us. I don't put a price on money, on the money.
Right.
And I know that sounds crazy, but I don't, because like I said, I made it hand over fist, and I done blew it just as fast as I made it. So
That's
I know easy come,
important.
easy go. I don't live for that. I make what I need to make, to do what I want to do, or what I need to do. And then, I just pray for my one prayer. I always, and I say maybe I need to throw a little extra spice in there and ask the Lord for a little extra. But I always just say, Lord, keep me healthy enough to go get it, and I'm gonna go get it.
For sure.
And he's done just that. He's kept me healthy. And y'all know how I be going. I be going to get it. You know what I'm saying? And I tell people all the time, I be like, shit, it ain't. What's income tax when your paycheck look like an income tax check?
That the important thing about what you just said is, like, that's real grown man shit. A lot of times, men, the alphas, like, they throw around the term alpha and they make it seem one way. You know what I'm saying? An alpha male can be strong and silent. He don't have to be beating on his motherfucking chest. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times with real men, they know and understand the conflict of being with a woman, even a woman you love. So that's when you get the sit back. He blow that steam to let you know he has a difference of opinion, but he not gonna step on you. He just gonna let you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as a healthy, grown, mature woman, you say, "Oh no, you really have a feeling about this. Let me know what that feeling is."
Yeah.
A lot of times, motherfuckers will just be talking to talk.
Yeah.
They talking. They don't want you to say shit. Can't wait to react to what you got to say. Me and my brother talk about all the time about constructive criticism.
Yes.
Because I'm saying that you should do something differently or another way, That's not an indictment on your character. That's not me telling you that you ain't shit. That's just me saying this is my perspective on this situation.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people be butthurt, and that shit go both ways. It's not a woman thing or a man thing. It go both ways. Stop being butthurt because somebody has an idea that's different than what you say. And think about how the conversation went. Was there any give and take, or was you just talking and shooting shit down?
Exactly. Yeah. You know what? When you just said something about how alpha, the alpha men don't have to beat on their chest. It brought back a situation that happened some years ago when I was sailing here off the East Coast, and I was with a crew. I had never sailed with this crew before, and on the vessel, the guy who was doing the cooking, me and him is still to this day really, really good friends. And he was cooking. I used to come down and sit there in the galley just talking with him, shooting the shit. So I used to always sit in this one chair that was right on the edge, because we had a laptop there, and that's how we checked our emails back home. If people hadn't sent us a little email. So I'd be sitting there talking to him, shooting the shit, and checking the emails and messing around. We had a TV up there. I'd sit there and be watching TV, joke around with him. So at 5 o'clock, it's dinner time. So when the captain comes down, I would stand up and move and go somewhere else, because I know the captain likes sitting there. And this went on a few days. So one day he comes down and he say, "You know what I'm going to do?" I say, "What, Cap?" "I'm going to designate that seat over there as your seat." I said, "Oh, yeah?" He said, "Yeah, that's going to be your seat over there." I say, "So you got a problem with me sitting in this seat here?" He was like, "Yeah, that's my seat." I say, "Well, you didn't even have to designate no seat for me." Now, this is what I'm telling the captain. "You ain't have to designate no seat for me." I say, "The real power." I said, "No, you think you got power because you done said you designated that seat for me. But the real power was every time you walked in the room, you didn't say a word, and I got up and moved automatically. That was the real power. That went without saying."
Right.
But he had to beat on his chest. And I later realized he had a Napoleon complex and all that. He was a little guy from Boston and all that old shit. But, me and him never really did see eye to eye. And I guess because I politely checked his ass. But the power was in you coming in the room and me getting up. You ain't even have to say a word. But you the type of alpha, the way you feel like you got to beat your chest and strut your stuff.
And there's plenty of motherfuckers that do that.
A real person like me, I give respect where respect's due. You know what I'm saying? I'm a respectful person. Like I said, it ain't a man walking, well, maybe one, and I'm talking about you really gotta poke me for me to disrespect. I don't disrespect men. I don't talk down on them. You can have the most garbage, trash ass sex ever. I ain't finna be telling you, "Oh, you little dick." I don't do all of that. If it's over, it's just over. The next bitch gonna have to find out you garbage. I ain't finna be out there just, running the streets and talking bad. But I don't do all of that. That's not how I operate. And so for me, I always showed respect. And I always, even with me being an alpha female, I always knew my role when it came to the man. I understand he's the head, I'm the neck. I've said that time and time again. He's the head, I'm the neck. And that's it. So that's how I operate. And I always, operated on that level, even as a younger girl, I twirling and dealing with dealing with dudes in my younger days or whatever. But, and I'm like that in my marriage, my husband is the head of the house. Income it ain't a qualification to being a leader.
Right.
The income, that ain't a qualification for me.
It's crazy because my brother said a relationship now is a transaction. And that's what it has come to be. And that's the sad part, because the economy is so fucked up. The economy is so fucked up, and for a relationship, whether your boyfriend, you just cut friends, your boyfriend, girlfriend, you engage, you married, it has become a transaction, a financial transaction. And that's where the values have fallen off.
Yeah.
Like you got to think, man. Before, when I was pulling in, right before I text Nicole and said I just get in the house, I was listening to radio. I listened to YouTube. This dude was saying one of them shits that came on my own algorithm said a dude don't care if a woman has a Birkin bag or a Michael Kors, he's still gonna try to fuck. But yet you got women that won't fuck a dude in a Honda.
A Honda, good car.
A good car. Now, the crazy thing is I just saw something not yesterday, the day before, where a dude owned his own business driving. He wasn't driving a Honda, he was driving something else, something like an Altima or something like that. But he owned his own business.
Yeah.
To me, that's just smart. But people are looking for a transaction, and there's men that's trying to get women for a transaction, and there's women trying to get with men for it. That's what I'm saying. The values have just what you want and what you need 20 years from now, 15 years from now, 10 years from now, have fallen off. They just worried about. Right.
Most of the time, you going by, like, we all are visual people, cuz. So when you out here and you running across people and you meeting people, you do the Terminator, you do the T-1000 scan, you look at a motherfucker's shoes and clothes, you go from the feet up to the top. When I go from the feet up to the top, that's just me doing the scan. I don't place no fucking value. You're not more attractive because you got a Birkin or an iPhone goddamn 27. The fact that a lot of people go by the material shit is the bullshit. I used to work at a convenience store. And the people that had the most money was the most dirty shoe wearing motherfuckers I ever seen. They was the minivan driving this goddamn 1983 diesel Volvo driving. But when they pull that raggedy motherfucker up in front of their $500,000 house, and they got a boat on the back of that bitch, and the Suburban is in the garage, and all their kids, none of them motherfuckers on scholarship, but all of them graduated college. Stop assuming that money has a look. Money don't have no motherfucking look.
It don't. Because I swear, I think my house is pretty nice. It's in the high threes, and I'm pushing a 2006 Grand Prix.
As long as that motherfucker do what you needed to do, they made Grand Prix in 2006.
Listen, 2006, Grand Prix. Yeah.
You know what, Nicole? Your tummy tuck costs more than what the car valued at.
Yeah. And you know what the thing about it? Like I tell people, I'm like, my biggest flex was my house. The second biggest flex, like I told my husband, my thing is, I'm like, I can go out. I have A1 credit. You know what I'm saying? I make good money.
It ain't shit to get a car.
And get a car. But I'm trying to get out of some debt because I want to set some things up to the other house. Mind you, one house paid for. You see what I'm saying? Like,
right.
I want to be able to get another house and another house and another house and start building my portfolio. So it's like, do I really need that Tahoe or whatever? You know what I'm saying? I need a big, I do need it. I ain't gonna front because the grandkids, but
not at
right now I'm like, huh?
Not at $1,000 a month.
Yeah, right now I'm like, I'm laser focused on doing other things. You know what I'm saying? And right now it's like saving, tripping, taking trips. Like I say, my husband never really got out the hood. I want him to see some things. I've seen the world, I want him to see some things and it's things that we want to do, and I want to make sure that if anything happens to me, him, the children and the grandchildren are taken care of. And I want to make sure if anything happens to him, I'm taken care of for a period of time or however long need be. Like I told him, I say, I'm not trying to be the type of person that say, oh Lord, I gotta bury my husband on Tuesday and I gotta be back to work on Friday. No, my boy, I ain't trying to do it like that. If I want to take off 2 months, I want to be able to take off 2 months. You see what I'm saying? Right. Or 3, however long it takes. So for me, I got other priorities. It's just like I'm just at that place right now. You know what I'm saying? So That's where it's at. And I hop in my shit and I go to the store and do what I gotta do and go to my doctor's appointments. And
You do what you need to do for your life the way it's set up, and that's all that really matters. Cause nobody
yeah,
give a fuck what you do. I live in an apartment complex. I have said a total of 12 words to my neighbor in 3 years. I don't give a fuck what you got going on over there.
yeah.
I'm not gonna be disrespectful. I'm a good neighbor. You know what I'm saying? But being a good neighbor is staying the fuck out your way. And
And I'm
people
gonna
don't mind their business enough.
tell you something too. My mama always told me, God, look out for babies and fools.
Mm.
I ain't no baby. So I guess I'm a fool. But he sure looked at because something in my spirit told me not yet. You know what I'm saying? As far as getting a newer vehicle. You know, because of we had the new house, we had it built in 2022. And the entry the taxes when they first do the mortgage, they just tax the land.
Mm.
And then the next time they tax it with the land and the
And the
house.
property,
And
yeah.
then with the insurance, my mortgage went up $700.
Mm.
That would have been a new car note.
For sure. And you would
So
have been.
it's like I'm at that place now to where like I tell people I'm me. I talk my mess. I do my thing. But when I tell you, when I be in that shower and I'm as vulnerable as I can be, that's when I have my most intimate conversations with God. That's when I pray. That's when I cry. That's when I ask questions, ask him to show me ways, different things, and it just was a peace and just it was a sense in me saying, don't jump out there too fast. Don't get too grand. I've seen people do that, go in the house and the car and this and that. I done seen people leave clothes. I done heard in the first time home buyers group, they talk about leaving closing, signing, and going straight to the dealership because the house don't be done hit they credit thing right then. No, baby, it was just something. Just say, hold steady, be still, and I did. And it $700 later on that mortgage. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't got no regrets because now I ain't worried about paying the car and the house. I just keep paying the house.
That's what it is, man. Look, this is a super dope conversation. I think it's a good place to end it. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that you jumped on with us, man. You always appreciate it here at Bar BOTB. I'm gonna give you a minute if you want to go ahead and shout out your podcast, share your social media and all that. Go ahead and do your thing.
All right, this your girl Nikki Nicole of Divas of the Round Table podcast. You will catch me, Helma Glamour, Ladybug, and Spicy Red this Monday, April the 15th, for our very first podcast. It will be on our Facebook. It will be posted to our Facebook page, Divas of the Round Table podcast. We're also on Instagram, Divas Round Table on IG. And you can catch us on our YouTube channel, Divas Roundtable on YouTube. I believe it's Divas Roundtable. I'll post it have them guys to post it to the end of this. But yeah, we do have a YouTube channel as well, and we will be streaming on Spotify. And that's Monday, April 15th. It will be our very first podcast, Divas of the Round Table, and we will be talking about narcissistic men, basically feeding off the Risa Tisa TikTok phenomenon that happened earlier this year, but we will be going more in depth about being in narcissistic relationships.
Super dope, man. I'm gonna tune in. I gotta support the people. Again, glad to have you, Carolina. What you want to tell the people on the way out?
Appreciate Nicole, Nikki, all the she I don't know how many names she got. She got a lot of them. Met her through Let's Talk on the Tree podcast. I told her, I think last week for last, it's good networking with people. Like I said, we met through Let's Talk on the Tree. And we've been rocking it. She support us on our journey, and it's only right for us to support her. So I appreciate her coming on. It was kind of a last minute thing, but it's kind of organic because we've had conversation on Let's Talk on the Tree. So I give Pastor Palmer and T Smalls credit for Let's Talk on the Tree like we always do. Once again, it's an open chair, so she can come back whenever she wants. Just hit me up saying, hey, I want to come back, or if y'all if we don't have a first time guest, she can always come on as long as it's not a first time guest. We try to give that spotlight to the first time guest. But Nicole, Divas of the Round Table, it's an open chair. Appreciate you coming on, sharing your opinion, your wisdom, your facts, and all that.
No worries. I'm looking forward to networking with you guys and hopefully doing something else in the future.
Absolutely, man. We're going to do it, man. Look, this is the Bottom of the Bottle Show. I'm Jay Walker III. That's Carolina Dirt 803. Very special thank you and gratitude to you, Nikki Nicole, and blessings on your future endeavors. We're going to watch you do the thing. This is the Bottom of the Bottle Show, man. Love the people who love you back. And until the next time, we gone. Y'all be easy.
All right.